Chapter 5 Control Statements in Python. Python is one of the most popular programming languages used by people world over. It is a high-level computer programming language. This programming language enables you to create interesting programs that can be used to do things faster and better. It is a simple and easy-to-use language which makes it suitable for beginners. Recapitulation. In the previous grade, you learnt about the basic elements and operators in Python. In this chapter, you will be introduced to the concept of conditional branching and the various control statements available in Python. Before moving ahead, let us have a quick recall of the concepts learnt in the previous grade. Starting Python. To open the Python work environment, click on the Start button, Python 3.7. Idle, Python 3.7. The Python 3.7.4 shell window opens as shown in figure. Modes in Python. Idle stands for Integrated Development Environment. It contains the shell window, which is the area where you can write Python code. Python Interpreter offers the two basic modes to enter command, which are interactive mode and script mode. Interactive mode. In this mode, commands are executed line by line. Therefore, it is known as the line processing mode. In this mode, codes are typed directly in the shell window and output is also displayed in this window. Script mode. This mode is usually used for writing long programs that contain multiple Python statements. In this mode, you can store statements in a file in order to use them later. You can run these statements as many times as you wish. Keywords. Keywords refer to the reserved words that have a specific purpose and convey a predefined meaning to the Python interpreter. The list of keywords used in Python programming is given here. Variables. Variables refer to a reserved memory location that stores a value. In Python, each variable has a unique name defined by the user, by which a user can identify it. Data types. In Python, each data type represents the type of data stored in a variable. Python programming language supports different data types such as integer, string, float, list, boolean, tuple, dictionary, and none. Input function. In a Python program, the input function is used to take a value or input from the user and assign it to a variable. The input can be in the form of a number, string, or an operator. Print function. The print function is used to display the output, numbers, text message, or value of variables on the output screen. Operators. Operators are special symbols that are used to perform arithmetic and logical operations on variables and values and provide a meaningful result. Python has different types of operators based on the kind of operation they perform. Introduction to control statements. In our day-to-day life, we often come across various situations where we need to take decisions on the basis of certain conditions and then act accordingly. Consider this example to understand the concept of conditional statement. Example 1. Condition action. If it is a holiday, then you will go to zoo with your family. If it is not a holiday, then you will go to school. Example 2. Your teacher asks you to print a quotation 40 times. In this situation, the same program will have to be performed repeatedly for 40 times. This operation is known as iteration. Therefore, in Python programming, conditional statements help to make a decision based on a condition, and the output of the program depends on the outcome of the condition. Python statements that enable the users to give conditions in a program or to iterate are collectively called control statements. Types of control statements. In Python, there are generally three types of control statements or structures that determine the flow of execution in a program. They are sequential statements, conditional statements, and iterative statements. Sequential statements. As the name suggests, in this type of control structure, the statements in a program are executed in a sequential manner. That means one statement is followed by the other. These statements are used to develop simple programs. It is the default control structure in a Python program. Conditional statements. In this type of control structure, statements are executed on the basis of condition. These statements enable the program control to be transferred to a defined location depending on the outcome of the conditional expression. In a program, every decision involves a choice between the two alternatives, yes and no. If the given condition is true, then one set of statements is executed, and if false, then the other set of statements gets executed. Conditional statements are generally used in complex programs. Iterative statements. Iterative statements are also known as looping statements. An iterative statement repeatedly executes a set of statements till the given condition results true. These statements run the same code over and over again. Therefore, the need to rewrite the same code is eliminated. Iterative or looping statements are used in a complex program. Let us now learn about conditional statements in detail. Conditional statements. Earlier you have learned that in a conditional programming, the most essential element is the specified condition on which the decision is based. The function of conditional statements is to check the given condition and then execute the codes accordingly. In Python, the conditional statements include if statement, if-else statement, and if-elif-else statement. The if statement. In a Python program, the if statement is used when there is only one condition to be evaluated. It executes a block of code under the if condition when a condition returns true. The syntax of simple if statement is if condition statements. The if-else statement. In a program, it is not necessary that every time the condition you pass will be true. In such a situation, you can use the if-else statement. The if-else statement also executes a block of code when a condition returns false. This statement is used to execute a block of code between the two alternatives. In other words, when the conditional expression evaluates to true, then the statement or code written in the if section gets executed. False, then the statement or code written under the else section gets executed. The syntax of if-else statement is if condition statement set 1, else statement set 2. The if-elif-else statement. There are times when you may need to check multiple conditions in a program. In such a situation, the if-elif-else statement is used since it provides a compact method to check multiple conditional expressions. The elif is the short form of else if. In a program, when the conditional expression for if statement evaluates to false, the it checks the conditional expression of the next elif block, and so on. If all the given conditions return false, then statements written under the else section is executed. Let us consider the following example to understand the concept of if, elif, else statement. Suppose you go to a hypermarket like D-Mart or V-Mart. If you wish to buy a footwear, you will go to the footwear section. Likewise, to purchase electronics, you will have to go to the electronics section, and so on. That means to purchase articles of different categories, you have to go to a specific section in the hypermarket. The syntax of if, elif, else statement is. Note: the else and elif statements are optional. In a Python program, there can be only one else statement, but there can be an arbitrary number of elif statements following an if statement. Note: indentation is required in Python syntax. Missing the indentation displays an error in the code. No more. Python is a case-sensitive language. It means Python can differentiate between uppercase and lowercase. For example, print Python and print Python are two different things for Python.
Quick recall. Python is one of the most popular programming languages used by people world over. It is a high-level computer programming language. IDLE stands for Integrated Development Environment. In Python, there are generally three different types of control statements or structures that determine the flow of execution in a program. They are sequential statements, conditional statements, and iterative statements. In sequential control structure, the statements in a program are executed in a sequential manner. In conditional control structure, statements are executed on the basis of condition. Iterative statements are also known as looping statements. An iterative statement repeatedly executes a set of statements till the given results true. In Python, the conditional statements include if statement, if-else statement, and if-elif-else statement. The if statement is used when there is only one condition to be evaluated. It executes a block of code under the if section when a condition returns true. The if-else statement also executes a block of code when a condition returns false. This statement is used to execute a block of code between the two alternatives. The if-elif-else statement is used to check multiple conditions in a Python program. It provides a compact method to check multiple conditional expressions.